Good evening. My name is David Harmon. It's Thursday, August 21st. It is 11 p.m. where I am at. I have no idea what time it is where you're at, but this is where I'm at right now. I am on my channel. This is YouTube, I presume. Looking around, seeing absolutely nothing worth watching, and that's the normal trend for these days. Everyone's gone automated. Automated APIs, all posting is automated. So there's no reason to actually try to interact with anyone on YouTube because there isn't anybody on YouTube, and the only people that interact with anyone are people that already know somebody on YouTube, which is really strange because I've been on YouTube since it was created. Literally since it was created. I was on an alpha and beta test. I've been on YouTube that long. I was on YouTube when I was in the military. We were using it to communicate our computer projects, or rather our electronics projects, when I lived in the barracks. That's just how we were doing. We were sharing videos of what we were doing with each other's, products. Like I was doing a lot of stuff with video cards at the time, a lot of modification stuff, and I was posting it on YouTube. But that was a long time ago. And these days, 2025, I don't really do that stuff anymore. Can't afford it for one thing. Video cards are $2,000. They used to be only $1,000. That inflation's kind of crazy on video cards. The weird thing is it's supposed to go down in price or stay stagnant, not keep going up and continue rising in price. But here it is, going up, continue rising. Strangely enough, the PCBs are smaller now than they were when the GTX 200 series originally released with the first CUDA renditions on them. The first CUDA cores. That was a long time ago. It's 2008, 2009. This video isn't about that so much as to highlight the fact that if interest rates drop further, they're going to eventually lock you out of buying a home. They're going to push the price of the homes up so you can't purchase them. This is Larry Fink. This is all Larry Fink. This is what he does. He just likes screwing people over. He's not a very friendly man. If you don't understand why this is Larry Fink, Larry Fink created the ESG, which is economy, which means climate change. So social credit score, which is S, you want to implement a social credit score, and government, compliance with the government. That's Larry Fink. ESG was Larry Fink. Everyone wants to memory hole ESG now, and that's where DEI came from, was ESG. It's crazy because the ESG rating came out of BlackRock. BlackRock is Larry Fink. There is no real difference. They are the same. Larry Fink created BlackRock. BlackRock is Larry Fink's little baby. It's like there's no difference between the two. You can't separate them. So any kind of policies that come out of BlackRock generally come from somebody like Larry Fink or one of his other board members. ESG, we know for a fact, is Larry Fink because he spoke about it in the past. He spoke about it in the 80s. He spoke about it again in the 90s, and then all of a sudden after 9/11, he went quiet about it. He wants a social credit score. He wants an environmental consciousness, as in carbon credits. He wants to make the currency, he wants to tie a currency to carbon credits, and he wants government enforcement to be mandatory. What this means is totalitarianism. It means if you say no thank you, they will come after you. And these are the things that Larry Fink wants. And this is a man who's deciding whether or not your interest rate goes up or down. Because why? He owns the largest investment bank in the world. That's why. And he can sit there and make $200K, which assuming you make $200K a year, you can make that in like 5 or 10 minutes. With a computer, just going back and forth, trades back and forth. It's nothing to them. It's nothing. Like I know there are a lot of guys that like they love the hard work. They absolutely, they the hard work makes them feel good. I'm trying to get past this mind block I have, and the mind block is not using profanity because I grew up around profanity and I was in the military, and that's just how it is. But it's nothing to them. It's that amount of money that you're making. You're like, you work hard for it, yeah. So does a slave. A slave works hard for his bread and water. The slave master makes sure he does, and make sure he gets his dollar out of him. You better believe it. And there's going to become a point where there are literally two classes of people, masters and slaves. And that's not down the road. That might be tomorrow. It might be the next day. We don't know, because Donald Trump is today. Tomorrow is who? I'm not certain who you think is going to get elected. I'm not betting on a Marine. That's for sure, because I've been around Marines my entire life, and I know for a fact you never trust one. Never trust a Marine. If you're not a Marine, you're not one of them. Never trust one. I myself was an 11 Bravo in the United States Army, infantry, HUA. And my first-hand experience growing up around Marines, I lived next door to a man that landed on Iwo Jima. He invaded Iwo Jima and survived. He landed again in Okinawa. The dude was kind of a legend in the Marine Corps. And he told me, don't ever trust a Marine. You never can tell what a Marine is going to do. They're unpredictable. No matter how many promises they put forth, they are unpredictable. They are like a rabid dog. If they get an idea in their head and they convince themselves that this is something they need to do, they will be doing that until they complete whatever it is they have in their head that they need to do. And that is how the Marines are, because that's the way they were indoctrinated. It is an indoctrination program. Every military personnel goes through a form of indoctrination. I went through an indoctrination. Everybody that's ever been through it can tell you, if they're self-aware, that it was in fact an indoctrination program that broke you down and forced you to think about things the way the military wants you to think about things. That person that you were before you joined the military does not exist anymore. They're gone. They're gone. Like, you're not getting that back. If you thought you knew that person and they joined the military, like they were active duty or anything, you don't know them anymore. I don't know what the National Guard's like. I can't be around National Guard people. They irritate me. It's because they look like friend, don't act like friend. It's a subconscious thing. They look like friend, don't act like friend. If you don't understand what that means, if not friend, why friend shaped? Like that. That makes more sense, right? It's like interacting with somebody who's a civilian. And they've never been around anybody that's ever been in the military. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It does not work very well. It's very difficult. It's a very honorate conversation-wise. Just like that. It's very difficult to get words out. There are very few things you can say to them that probably will not offend them, but if you say it to a veteran, it won't offend them. And it's because in the military, we do not pander. If we think somebody's being terrible, we tell them. If we think somebody's, room is a mess, we tell them. we tell them, we just tell them. Like, we don't pussyfoot about. We don't make up a way of telling somebody in a polite way. We are very direct. And the reason why is because we only have so much time in the day. We have a lot of stuff we're supposed to do all day. So we're indoctrinated into just being honest, straightforward, and direct. We get things done when we need to. Boy, do we get things done. You have no idea. Whether or not it looks like we're doing something or not, you have no idea what we're doing. Don't presume that some veteran is just sitting there wasting time when he's not doing something that you can tell. They are likely doing something in their head or thinking about how to do something in their head. And if you're going to chastise them for anything, it's being slow-witted because they get distracted easily. Ooh, shiny. Like that. That's normal. But going back to what we were actually saying was Larry Fink is not going to help you. Dropping the interest rates is not going to help you. You're not going to be able to purchase a home. The reason why you're not going to be able to purchase a home because as the interest rate goes down, the price of the home goes up because more people, more demand. And when the interest rate recorrects, because it's going to have to because we're in a hyperinflationary scenario at this point, what's going to happen is either they're going to restructure the United States' debt, another Bretton Woods nonsense, or they're going to roll out their ESG masterpiece and try to force everyone to adapt it, which that's going to be crazy to see them try to do that. Or they're going to have to raise the interest rates, which means you're no longer going to be able to afford the house because the interest rate on your home is going to go up. Yeah, good luck with a fix. Good luck getting it fixed. If you can afford a 15-year fixed rate now, you don't need that interest rate to go down. Now would be a good time to purchase before the price goes up again. You should be purchasing anything when the price went down. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. This is not investment advice. But I don't see any long-term scenario where waiting for the interest rate is going to help you unless you intend to pay more. But, you do your math on your own time. It's a buyer's market right now, so you do your math on your own time. As far as anything else goes, I've got nothing here. Like, I'm working on not using profanity because somebody told me I'd used too much profanity. I have no long-term commitments to YouTube. I'm running like 4 or 5 different businesses right now. I don't have the time to make and commit videos to YouTube. I'm working on 3 different technologies. I'm working on 2 patents. I have to get proof of concept for one, and I approved proof of concept for the other 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. So I am way too busy. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. Almost all of my time is spent thinking, doing math, or writing software. So that's where I'm at in life. I just started this new thing today. Was it today? Yeah, it was today. It's called New Europa. Let's wait for it to load. New Europa, European Heritage Foundation. I have to go over and get my tax identification number, apply for my tax exempt status, and then get my accounts arranged and associated with it. And then I can take off with that. About the foundation, the European Heritage Foundation, dedicated to preserving, celebrating, and sharing the rich cultural traditions that have shaped our continent for millennia. Long term, we would like to create a community of people who are passionate about preserving each other and reconnecting with our families across the oceans. I understand there's a lot of people, especially white people, as they call themselves, that want to call themselves American and reconnect with nobody because they don't consider themselves to be European anymore. I am not one of those people. I am very much still a Dutch American. My family's been here longer than the country has existed, and I still view myself as Dutch. I say this because I have interacted with Germans. We are not the same. I've interacted with the British. We are definitely not the same. Irish, there's no. That is a very violent, vulgar, boisterous culture, and I am not even interested. Nordics, obviously, I get along with all of them except for Swedes. Swedes are weird. I don't understand Swedes. I don't know. Culturally, we're too dissimilar from many other people, and like we are really, really Dutch. I don't think you understand how Dutch my family is. They like to pretend like they're Austrian because my grandmother is related to a particular family in Austria, and the cuckoo clock is one thing, but the everything else Dutch in the house is different. One of these things is not like the other. Cuckoo. Yeah, we had a cuckoo clock, and it was loud, but that's what I did today. I did that actually this morning, really, really early. It is now way late. I did that extremely early this morning. I think it was like 3 a.m. or something like that. I was building that. It is just a template so far. It is what the page is going to look like in the long term. I just have to fill everything out, make everything actually functional. Obviously, I run the Maple Seed Incorporated, which is just an intellectual property holding firm. That's where I intend to hold my patents and everything. The send us message doesn't work at this moment because I had somebody doing some pen testing on my website. It wasn't very nice. It didn't get fixed because I don't want to deal with that person being that way. I don't want to interact with that person. And that person was trying to cost me money. That person did cost me money. It cost me $50 for the database because they thought it was funny to, I don't know exactly what it was they were doing. Oh yeah, they set up a bot that would just send us a message, and it worked right outside of my rate limit. And they broke through by timing out my rate limit against my database, which still incurred me charges. Technically, that's a felony, but, that's neither here nor there. I reported it. I doubt there's so much cybercrime that it's not even funny. I doubt anybody's going to do anything about it. I am also on itsthetree.com, but it's not. It's built. It's completely built. I am still configuring the database for it. It is a kind of a social media website. It's more like a media website. I'm still looking for a backend provider so I can keep it in the cloud. Avoid having to host it locally. If I have to host it locally, that's fine. It's not going to kill me. I also have what's called marmotpay.com, which is going to be my payment provider for the European Heritage Foundation. I'm actually going to form the LLC for the Marmot Pay as property of the European Heritage Foundation. So when I leave the European Heritage Foundation off to somebody else to manage it, or I separate from it, they still have the payment facility attached to it, so they don't have to worry about it in the future. I'm future planning this stuff as far as exit planning. I've already done all my exit plans. Like, I'm ready to go. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know where you're at in life. I just started over because of malicious hackers and apparently very jealous people. But hey,